And welcome into Hey Coach. This is a fun edition. We're going to talk about your alma mater a little bit. That's who we're playing this week. But before we dive into all that, we found out some cool stats. Vivek has come through with one of the major stats of the year. We'll talk about that at length when we get to the Brookhaven game. But let's talk about homecoming week. We survived. We got through the dance. We got through everything good. The football game was a success. What did you learn about your football team coming off a bye week?
Well, we really got off to a good start.
Absolutely.
You know, I didn't think we finished real good. I think we got a little complacent when we got up 28-0. But we got off to a good start, made some big plays, and then I think we got a little sloppy after that. But you know that happens. But the good thing is, like I say, being off for that week,
right.
we were at least able to get off to a good start, which was really good.
Yeah, Brookhaven Academy comes in last week. Patriots take care of business 49-24, take care of the Pioneers, get our first win in district play, if you want to look at it that way. 1-0 in district now in the back half of this thing they call PowerPoints and districts. But as you look, and we've talked about this, the next two games for you are really critical on staying at that high level that you've had the first 7 weeks before the bye week. But with you starting out fast versus Park Lane, what'd that show about let's talk about the offensive side of the ball real quick. Just, you came out, you were clicking on all cylinders, minus a few loose balls from ball security. You really took care of business. You saw your quarterback come out with the receivers, your running game came to play. Just, what about that? Was it being rested? Was it being back in, hey, we're back in game mode? But how did y'all handle that to come out firing on all cylinders?
I don't know. You have to ask the kids. You know, we just try to coach them and put them in a good position to be successful. And
right.
I think, again, our kids just came out and was glad to get back on the field and,
right.
and compete against a quality opponent and being homecoming and the seniors being their final homecoming. So I think they were ready to play.
Yeah, there was a lot of people here. Friday night.
Yep.
Defensively, it looked like it was about to be a running clock. And then you had the fumble, they had a scoop and score, kind of, like you said, kind of got lackadaisical in the second half. What about the defense, though? How did they respond, come back on the field? I know Jack Ridgway had one of those knockout blows, as we talked about last week a little bit, of how they play on the back end.
Yeah, I thought they played really well. You know, again, we got into the second half, kind of, I think one went up like 35-14, they got to throwing it around on us a little bit, and we didn't execute on some drops and stuff underneath with our linebackers and stuff like that. But that'd be good film for us to try to get better and work on, and then we were able to kind of go on and put it away offensively too. So just good second half, and we did well on special teams. Special teams was solid, so it was good stuff.
Yeah, you see good football teams as the season progresses. And you've alluded to this a lot. They just keep climbing that ladder. And they had a little lull, but then they took care of business and got it done. With that, we're going to talk about these players of the week real quick. And when you looked at the stats, you were like, wow, I didn't know we did that well on the offensive side of the ball. We'll start out with two guys that were Offensive Player of the Week, brought to you by Mortgage Man Went McGee. Samuel Stockett.
Yeah. It was. I felt like we were doing pretty good. I didn't know it was that good, but threw for 411 yards, 3 touchdowns, ran for a touchdown. That's been an added little deal this year for him. I joked with the running backs the other day. I said, I think Stockett may have a bit higher average per carry than y'all, but they didn't like that. But anyway, doing a great job with that. We had some big plays, and we're very efficient in the passing game. So
you were. That was one of the Offensive Players of the Week. The other one is a guy that I didn't know if he was going to find the end zone or not. He had 2 catches, had a glance post. It was one on the 3-yard line, one on the 5. He caught a deep ball that was at the 7. I was like, he's going to have one of those big nights and then never get in the end zone.
Yeah,
but Will Bezot
had a great night. 9 catches, I believe, 163 yards. So it's good to see him have that night. Obviously we know he can do that, and we're happy with him. So. Good night for Will.
Yeah. Defensive Player of the Week, no stranger to Players of the Week. He won it back against Hartfield, but he was a Special Teams Player of the Week for the blocked field goal. But James Downer is our Shelter Insurance Defensive Player of the Week, brought to you by Bradford Foster.
Yeah, solid game. You know, we had two or three guys had solid game, but he kind of had a great game for us. I think nine tackles. You know, and he ran around, made some big plays for us.
Yeah, he's one of those that I watch him on the field, and he's kind of like a silent one, but when he hits full throttle, you know he's coming downhill. The Lee Hawkins Realty offensive lineman of the week. You want to say who it is?
Caleb Unger.
Caleb Unger, brought to you by William Fincher and Lee Hawkins Realty.
Yeah, you know, another solid performance.
80+%.
80%. You know, that's who he is, man. What else I say? He's a good one, and we lean on him a good bit for sure.
That's right. He's one that in the pass pro and in the run game, he gets things going.
Yeah, and more than that, man, you know, he's gotten this award several times, but he's been the staple leader for us on offense, holding guys accountable. He wants to be great, works hard, so good for him.
Yeah, absolutely. No stranger to the Whitetail Properties Special Teams Player of the Week, brought to you by Jeff Foote. Wade Hansford.
Yeah, I told our players I'd love to find somebody else to give it to, but Wade Hansford, you know, just we couldn't turn him down last week. Had 8 kickoffs, 5 of them were in the end zone, 7 for 7 on our extra points. You know, just had a great night. You know, boy, if we can get a 5 for 8 on kickoffs in the end zone, you know, and he's capable of doing better. But I'm going to tell you what, you know, he had a great night. So that's been big for us.
If he was a fantasy kicker, he would average 9 points a game for a fantasy team. That's a lot for a kicker.
That's pretty good.
That's a lot.
Yeah. So had a great night. Like I say, it's kind of hard to turn away with a night like that. So.
Absolutely. And then the new one that I love that you've put into as the Scout Team Player of the Week is Mike Frascona.
Yeah. Mike's done a great job for us. We kind of set our defense up and give him a coverage, and he's kind of rolling around over there with the coverage and
coach on the field.
Coach on the field, kind of getting them lined up. He takes pride in it. So, good job for Mike.
Well, that's our Players of the Week for this week. We're going to take a short break, come back, and we're going to talk about your alma mater. That's who comes to town this Friday night.
The Cougars.
The Cougars. We'll talk about some time that you had down there. You were a coach down there as well. So all that and a lot more back with Hey Coach.
Gumbo is a quintessential Louisiana dish, right? Our gumbo's just got tremendous flavor. It's about quality. If you skip any part of the process, you'll definitely get called out for it, and we just don't do that. Of course, we have salt and pepper shakers on every table, but rarely do we see someone pick them up. If you're gonna do a gumbo, you better do it the right way.
Your smile. It's how you share your truest feelings, your dreams, yourself with the world. And at the Winning Smile, your smile is our passion. That's why we offer in-house financing options, convenient appointment times, and personalized treatment plans to help keep you healthy and discover your confidence to unleash your best smile. Learn more at thewinningsmile.com.
From small-town courtrooms to the Mississippi Supreme Court, our attorneys have over 60 years' experience litigating cases all across Mississippi. The odds say you'll need an attorney at some point, and when you do, you can have the home field advantage with your hometown lawyers right around the corner from MRA. Gladden and Ingram, attorneys at law.
And welcome back into Hey Coach. It's all smiles here. One, because we had a homecoming victory. 2, you don't get to do this very much, and the Patriots haven't done this very much either, but the last time that MRA faced Brookhaven Academy, which is Coach Davis's alma mater, was 1978 and 79. And you want to tell them what grade you were in then?
6th and 7th grade, and I know I was a manager, and I don't even remember that, but and I didn't know that we won. I looked it up, and Brookhaven won both games. So we've never beaten Brookhaven in the history of MRA football.
Wow.
So maybe we can make up for one of them Friday night. So.
I sure hope so. I sure hope so. There's a lot of lines in this. If this was a college game day, there would be a lot of storylines with this game. We said that's your alma mater. You played there, but also you're the head coach there. They have 3 state championships. You have 2 of them. Just talk about what that program means to you as a former player there and head coach.
Great memories. I went there grades 1 through 12. Of course, when I went to college, I played at Colin for 2 years, so I was always right there in the area. But, look, I was an all-state football player, all-state baseball player, won the state championship in baseball. I think my senior year in football, we were not a great football program back then. We won 7 games, and that was a lot at the time. And 7 or 8 games, I think we went 8-3, and so that was a big deal. And then even when I came back in '93 to be the head football coach, we had never won a district championship.
Oh, wow.
Ever. So we were able to win our first district championship. So obviously we never won a state championship, and we went on and won the state championship after starting 1-3. And so, and then pretty much after that, we had some good coaches coming behind me and did some good things and won, but really hadn't won another state championship till I came back in '09. My mom got cancer, and I came back and was there 8, 9, and 10. Mm-hmm. We had a great run. I think we went 30-something and 5 over those 3 years. Went undefeated and won it in '09, and one play away from winning it in 10.
You and I both have experienced the guy that
Tashadi Hilton or whatever.
Tashadi Talton from West Monroe that transferred to River Oaks.
We were not supposed to punt it for him, and we punted it for him. We've held him all night long, and we punted it to him, and he ran it back, and he kicked the field goal to beat us late, and they went on to destroy Leak in the state championship. So we could have won back-to-back there. So that, my punters understand my grief when they don't kick the ball where I tell them to, because of that very deal. But yeah, what a run we had when I was there. Ended up being the headmaster for 2 years there because they gotten rid of the other headmaster. I came in as interim and ended up being the headmaster. So a lot of great memories there, a lot of great people.
Yeah. The first time
and look, you don't even know this one, but you do know it. The head football coach is one of my best friends.
Yeah, that's what I was going to get to.
And so, Ronnie Ross, his brother, and I were best of friends in high school. And he was always a little tag along. And then when I got there in '93, he had gotten hurt at Colin, and I didn't have any coaches. And he came and helped me part-time. And then left with me there to go to Indianola. He went to Delta State, and he helped me part-time there. And the rest is history in the coaching world. You know how we all stay on the same page, and so we've become great friends through the years, as much as his brother. And so he's gone in and done a great job. It's his second year there. They're 6-2. Yeah, they hadn't won in 3, 4, 5 years.
Yeah, it's been a while.
It's bad. So he's done a great job. They're not where they want to be, but he's done a tremendous job there, and they're 6-2. So it'd be kind of neat. A lot of neat stories.
Yeah, because you coached with Ryan at Ocean Springs.
He helped coach with me on the '93 championship team.
Oh wow!
Yeah, he was
and
there.
Y'all coached together at Ocean Springs
and Indianola Academy. Yep. So
a lot of, you can go back to almost Ravenwood game of the lines that, it's your son.
Yeah.
But you and Ryan are super close, and then you and Ron are super. So 2 back-to-back games of sentimental feels where it's one of those where you see each other during pregame and you're talking about let's talk about Thanksgiving, let's talk about where we're going hunting, let's talk about this, all those just fun stories that you have. And I think that's what's neat about coaching, in Mississippi, but 2 in this association.
Yeah.
Is you have a lot of that goes along with, I think, with all the sports, but more in football. That's where the fraternity is. That's where we all kind of hang our hat on is those Friday night football feels. But that's also where a lot of the friends are. Sharing calls on the bus trips of how'd you do and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So what's it going to be like for you?
Kind of talking about Ryan. I was at Brookhaven when he was just kind of getting started, and I remember him coming and visiting. So hey, we want to run y'all's offense. sat down and did all that kind of stuff, and then later ended up, just helping doing some other stuff. So that's how we kind of built.
So you're the dean?
That's kind of how we built.
Are you the dean? Are you the oldest of the three of y'all?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So good stuff though.
Well, that kind of shows, and to our people that watch this, that you're a sharer. You have nothing to like. Hey, if you want to come and learn and all that stuff, and the proof's in what we're doing here at MRA. The proof is in what you did at Brookhaven Academy. That's the first time I met you. Was in 2010. I was at Porter's Chapel.
That's right.
You said, you want to come play 7-on-7 with us in Park Lane? Sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And got a dose of what it was to really put offense together after talking to you and Coach Williams afterwards. So a lot of cool things. What are you looking for your team this Friday night? Well, as you go in, this is your senior night, obviously, last regular season home game. We're going to get a home playoff game after Simpson in the bye week. You'll have a home playoff game.
Yeah, being honest, I hope we come out early and often like we did last week and really execute at a high level. Mm-hmm. We've had a schedule this year, as we've talked about every week, that's been very, very, very competitive. So this week and next week, good Lord willing, obviously we got to do it, but I want to be able to play a lot of my younger guys.
Right.
And I know it's senior night and all, but at the same time, I want to be able to play those guys that haven't been playing, because they haven't played hardly at all, because, we've had 8 pretty daggum tough games.
Yes,
I think
sir.
they got to play a little bit against Jeff Davis, but it was with the running clock. So love for them to get in without a running clock so they can play more reps and snaps tonight. And then hopefully we can do the same thing the next 2 weeks.
Yeah.
To help those guys, get those guys playing time, and also hopefully continue to keep us healthy.
Yeah, and that's the big thing down the stretch is the way the PowerPoints are looking right now. It's going to be a pretty humdinger come November, I think, 7th, I think it is when we'll play, or November 14th, excuse me, with JA being the number 4 seed right now, of what it looks like if everything goes the way it's supposed to be. We're the number 1, they're the number 4. We'll host Jackson Academy here. So it is imperative that our guys are healthy with this stretch, nothing crazy happening, take care of business. The younger guys get in to give them experience, and then the real season, or the third season.
They've been
starts
working
in.
too, so
They have.
what I'm saying? So it'll be good. Hopefully we can do that so we can get those guys in there.
Yeah, and that's on both sides of the ball, right?
That's right.
Offense, defense, everything. Anything else before we let you go?
No, man, just looking forward to it. Like I say, hopefully we can come out of this thing feeling good.
Right.
With execution and execution and healthy.
Yeah, it's that's the big one. I think health, being healthy, and getting our guys to the show.
That's right.
Is the biggest thing. All right, that is Coach Herbert Davis joining me for Hey Coach. Our next segment, we're going to talk to the 2-time state champions in volleyball. We're going to have Coach Elizabeth Sandridge join us here for the show and talk about all that happened on that Tuesday night at Mississippi College. So, Coach Davis, thank you for joining me, and stay tuned for more from Hey Coach.
At Watkins Construction and Roofing, football is more than just a sport. It's teamwork meets community. And supporting our local teams is just another way we give back. So don't let a leak sneak through your defense. Call the professionals that know how to tackle a leak and protect your home field. Watkins Construction and Roofing. Trust, the beginning of what we build.
Ely's is a proud sponsor of MRA Patriot Athletics. Come try our USDA Prime New York Strip, bone-in filet, New England scallops, or sauteed Gulf crab claws. Ely's also offers an extensive wine list and bar selections. Ely's, upstairs on Jackson Street in Ridgeland. Good luck, Patriots. Boulware Vassar Orthodontics are specialists in creating beautiful smiles for kids and adults with 3 locations in the greater Jackson area. Our orthodontists are experienced, caring, and along with our friendly staff are waiting to align your bite, transform your smile, and boost your self-confidence with multiple treatment options including Invisalign and tooth-colored braces. With 3 offices in Lakeland, Ridgeland, and Clinton, contact Boulware Vassar Orthodontics today.
Dean Architecture, an award-winning architectural firm offering professional services of architecture, planning, and interior design. We are proud to be working with MRA on the new tennis complex and performing arts practice facility. We are excited about our current and completed projects, including the Gluckstadt Police Station, soon to be under construction Hines School of Nursing, Bridle Path, and the Baptist Medical Office Building for Jackson Eye Associates and Mississippi Retina. For leading-edge design and personalized services for your next building project, call Dean Architecture, your architect and proud supporters of MRA Athletics.
And welcome back into Hey Coach. As you see, we have a blue trophy here, and it's from the volleyball state champions, the two-time state volleyball champions that won last two nights ago. Straight sets.
Straight sets.
Same song, second verse, just like the first when you look at last year.
Yep.
Let's go through that.
Okay.
This is Coach Elizabeth Sandridge, who joined us in for the show. You were the one that stands, that was like doing all the pointing, and I don't know what all that is. I know I was looking at Jared Shore and Mike Espy. We were standing there, and I was like, I don't know what that means, but I don't know. I don't even know. I don't know. I
My
was just
son
holding a clipboard.
cannot get over the fact that volleyball has plays.
Yeah.
He thinks we just hit the ball wherever it is. And so he still is like,
Guilty.
you actually have a play that you run? I said, yes, we do. Just like football, basketball, all of it. So.
Wow, we'll get into that a little bit. Let's talk about Tuesday night.
Okay.
I'll tell you what, let's go back one more night from that Lamar, where Lamar poses one of those threats where they swept you, and then you've beaten them in the year, and then it comes down to 5 sets, and how JA has a 3-0 against Hartfield. You have to go 5 sets. What does that do to the psyche of the girls?
So I was a little more concerned about Monday night's match because of the history with Lamar. They are a very good, they're a well-coached team. This was their first opportunity to go to the D1 championship, the way they redistricted this year. So I think for us, the Monday match had a lot more heat on what we were preparing for because there's a lot more when it comes to Lamar to look at. There are a lot more factors to consider as far as where they might be hitting from, the players that they sub in and out. She does move pieces around really well. So Monday was a dogfight.
Yeah, it got to a point where y'all couldn't put a ball down.
Correct. Our girls were gassed, and we met all week prior to the playoffs and broke down the basics and worked really hard. But our conversation about Monday specifically to the girls was expect a dogfight. Yeah. And every point, you're 110%. They are going to bring Lamar's, and they brought it.
Because one time you were down 20-8.
We were down 20-8.
And came back and won that set. So
we did.
I think of the resiliency of the girls. I think of the standard that has been, and it's a youthful standard. But people are like, oh, you only won 2 years. We've been in the thing for 3 years. The year prior, we went and lost.
This is our 4th year being in.
So 4th, I'm off by a year. But it's becoming a tradition. You start looking at those types of things, and it went to the 5th set. And I'm not gonna lie, I was at home watching on the stream, and I was getting nervous. I was like, that 5th set, if anybody gets on a run, does this. And what I think Lamar did really well was they moved those pieces and got us out of system. And then the girls had to find a way to win. How does that go in a 5th set, like the psyche of it? And then we'll talk about JS.
So 4th set, we had a timeout, and you can feel it. You can feel when, we don't ever give up, but you can feel when that set maybe needs to end and we need to start fresh. So I called a timeout in the 4th set specifically to tell the girls to put their foot on the gas. We're not going to end the 4th set this way. Get upward trajectory, 1 point at a time. We gave them some strategy on some different plays we wanted to see them run, and they started to climb back up little by little, and we tried to maximize on that and take that into the 5th set because, to me, like you mentioned resilience, that was a huge deal that they were able to chip away and come back. I think we finished.
Yeah, because the early 4th set, they were digging everything. We couldn't put a ball down.
Every ball.
And they were, probably not the term to use, but they were dinking and dunking, like putting balls where we were not. Yeah, tipping.
Yeah.
There you go.
There you go. Dinking and dunking.
Dinking and inventing words. But you go to the 5th set, you win the 5th set. You see the jubilation of the first hurdle. And it was almost like, if we can get past this one, we know what we can do
Absolutely.
with the team that we're going to face.
Absolutely.
So I talked to Reese Roundtree during the day before y'all went and watched film. And I said, was it better for the team to go through 5 sets and weather the storm and the highs and lows, or would you have rather played a hard field and win straight sets? And she goes, oh, no doubt. I'd rather have the highs and lows getting me ready for the championship game.
I was very grateful for that.
Yeah.
And amongst the coaching staff, we discussed that. JA played Hartfield in their playoff match, and that was a straight set that JA won.
Mm-hmm.
And
Didn't have to work for it.
Didn't have to work for it. They didn't have anything to look back and tweak. You know, what we did was we took our film from Monday night as coaches, went back that night, made some notes on the things we did well, and tried to build on that. And then we made notes on the things we felt like we could clean up within 24 hours, and the girls did that.
Well, there's a lot that we're going to talk about that you cleaned up. 25-17, 25-17, 26-24. Third set, you come from behind and win. But the thing that Coach Espy and I were watching, and we were sitting right parallel to your bench, is the amount of kills. I was about to say spikes. They're not spikes. Kills.
They were spikes when I was playing. So.
Yeah, they're kills. There was an extra oomph, if umph's a word, that was felt in that gymnasium that night. Talk about the MO going to that game.
So I'm a firm believer that you play to win. You don't play not to lose. And you could see, I think you see the evidence of that in the third set. They started to play not to lose.
Yeah.
And there's a big difference. And I told my girls, we had a lot of speeches, but one of the things I told them to keep at the forefront of their mind was maximum aggression. If you play aggressive and you make a mistake, you won't hear a word from me. You start playing safe and you start giving JA any runway, they'll take it, as you saw in the third set. So again, we called a timeout, and I just said, foot on the gas, full force, maximum, whatever you have. You know, a lot of we have so many seniors. It did help to remind them how bittersweet it was. It was their last time in an MRA uniform. Leave it out here.
Yeah.
And they did.
Well, you see, Sela and Emerson, I thought both of them were going to give each other whiplash as the amount they were pushing each other. But you can see them starting to play off each other in the amount of the sets that came and the kills. I mean, and it magnifies obviously in that gymnasium.
It does.
In the Wood Coliseum.
It does.
But it was some balls that they put down, and I think it goes back to, you watch film from Lamar. Hey, where can we strategize? Hey, let's go look back and look at, hey, where JA beat us this year, what did they do? And then they just took over. They took over the first 2 sets. Talk about those first 2 sets.
So our first, and I will go back and say in September we played a lot of matches each week, and then we traveled each week into a tournament. We do that on purpose to see some tough competition. But what we found was, because we spent so much time playing matches, we did not do any fundamental work. And any coach that's coached for any amount of time knows that you don't ever stop working on fundamentals on a consistent basis. So one of the things that I saw our girls implementing in both the playoff match and in the championship match were those basic fundamentals that we spent the last 10 to 12 days breaking down and rebuilding. So I think when you ask kind of what did those 2 sets, there was a couple of things, the maximum effort and energy. You know, we had so much fun.
You could see that.
Getting ready for it. So there's an element of discipline and also fun. And how do you find that balance? And our girls did a great job of balancing that with us. They allowed us to lean on them and pull what we needed from them while also letting them breathe. Right. And I do believe if you've prepared very well, you don't have to do so much active coaching in a game. And I saw that in the girls. They felt prepared. They acted prepared when things started to get a little iffy. Yeah. In the first and second set especially, they fixed it amongst themselves, and that made me really proud.
Yeah, you can see because FOMO is a real thing, fear of messing up, to allows athletes not to go their hardest. But you saw them, even when, we were talking about this as coaches, when I think Lila served the ball one time and it went out and she was just smiling. I was like, I don't think there's any other sport that if you mess up, there's a smile and there's a collective gathering. And I think
volleyball's a game of mistakes.
That's
and
right.
so we talk a lot about that mentality of next ball mentality. If you live with the mistake, you can't put a kill on the next ball. Coach Dorr likes to use the term net gain. And so if you're serving and you get a couple, and you even if you're not acing, which is when you get a point off the serve.
Right.
If you get points, in that system and you get to continue to serve and you miss, you have a net gain there. So there's nothing to be disappointed about. So we say the girls kind of make fun of our isms and they'll go net gain, ha ha ha.
All right, first set 25-17, second set 25-17. All of us in that gymnasium knew if you give JA just a little bit, they're going to come through. And if they win the third set, then the fourth set they're riding high, and then we're back to that fifth set where anything can happen when somebody gets on the run. So let's talk about JA's got a little bit of life. In the third set, you're down 7, and then you have a run. You called a timeout. What was said in that timeout?
I told them to put their foot on the gas.
Yeah.
I said, make a statement, we trust you. Whatever you see when you're out there, do it. Setters, you have hitters everywhere.
Yeah.
Defense, trust your block. I tried to talk a lot about going out there and battling as a team.
Yeah.
A lot of times when you get in those tense situations, you start to, how am I doing? How am I playing? And the girls get a little me focused, and they did not at all last night. And I think sometimes just a breather helps. I don't say a ton. If we have some strategy we want to discuss, we look at our iPad, we keep stats, we kind of look at what's working and what's not.
Right.
But I think that was just a moment of everybody take a deep breath. You got 2 sets under your belt, so you should play,
Play
lights
free.
out, play free, play loose. We use that term, play loose, play together, have some fun, and they did.
Yeah. I think one thing you said right at the beginning stood out the most is you told the kids, we trust you. I think that's a big thing in today's world of sports that coaches need to learn, hey, we've prepared you for this, you're playing, we trust you. And that allows them to play a little bit freer too.
Sometimes I think coaches talk a lot because they feel unprepared and they feel like they haven't prepared their team. And it can be a moment of insecurity where you get there and you think, I have to say a lot of things. And if you've prepared, I don't think you have to say a lot.
I need a notepad so I can go write that down. That's really good. That's
No,
good
I read a
stuff.
lot of books. That doesn't come from me. I've read a lot of books to try to be better, but that's my observation in those moments sometimes.
Yeah. So let's talk about this blue trophy. What
That's
it means
my second one.
I know, this is the one that's here. The one from Tuesday night is here.
Let me go get my other one?
No, it's okay. Just listen to this. What does this mean just in the volleyball community at MRA? Our girls have taken it to another level. They're relevant in the world of volleyball, not just in the state of Mississippi, but when you go travel and all that stuff. A lot of people are like, oh, it's the state championship. Yes, that's what we go to live for. But I think it's the name recognition now. And I think about, we just had Coach Davis on, and the name recognition with our football program, you're starting to see that now.
Yeah.
With volleyball, you have it with girls basketball, you have it with boys basketball.
Yeah.
And now a sport that is relatively new. And
Especially in this area. Yeah.
You see it now, you're like, hey, we belong.
Yeah.
So what does this blue trophy mean?
So when Coach Dorr and I came on in 2021, somewhere around there, we really spent every year reevaluating, okay, what next step do we want to take this year? What next step do we want to take this year? While still maintaining the integrity of the girls that were already in the program, who I felt gave a lot. Central Mississippi and Mississippi in general in volleyball is all stepping up. I mean, quite frankly, all the D1 playoffs it was anyone's game. And we talked about that as coaching staff this year. That's kind of fun. It's kind of fun, obviously it makes you have to work a little harder, be a little bit more dialed in, but to have that competition now and for us to be able to step up to the plate and compete with the best of the best to me, it speaks volumes to our girls and families buying into what we try to bring to the table.
A lot of 6 a.m. workouts, a lot of
6 a.m. workouts, a lot of parent-sponsored dinners, a lot of parent-sponsored loaded teas, whatever, you name it, know. But we really wanted to get the families bought in, and we really felt like if we could each year bring something a little bit, next level. I think what this means to me, if you're asking me personally, is that doesn't happen overnight. Rome wasn't built in a day. You know, it took us a few years to even be present at the championship, and then it took us 2 years to win it. You know, when you win, it's hard to stay on top.
It is.
So this year was a challenge to us as coaches because we felt that for the first time. We felt the pressure, and to keep that off of the girls, for them not to feel that, is very difficult. So keeping us in check, because we really wanted this for them.
Yeah.
I think those girls bought in.
They
and,
did.
And they really wanted that blue one. They did not want a red one.
One of the highlights for me is seeing Alyssa Dampier smile. Smile.
She was a rock star this week.
Yeah. One of the balls she put down, I think it hit one of the girls like right in the nose. I was like, it's like 6'10".
I know.
Coming down.
She actually turned around and said, "Let's go," and everyone was like, "She's awesome."
Well,
she's awesome.
And Coach Davis talks about this player-led teams, and that turned into a player-led team with Sela and Reese and Lila and Lily and all the seniors. I mean,
and
Kiera. I mean, you talk about these.
You have two freshmen out there, Macy Glad and Gabby Strickland, who stepped up to the plate last night. And I was watching our seniors actively invest in them all year and check in on them and keep them up and encourage them. And that was not something that we asked them to do directly. And I was so proud that it was a player-led team, and it was a result of, I think, the standard we have held them to over the years and all the little moments, that they wanted them to feel like, we got you.
Yeah, because there was a point where they were picking on Macy.
That's smart coaching.
It is.
We did
it is.
it.
You saw.
You find the young, insecure one.
Yeah, and I think one of the ones where she turned and was letting it go out, but didn't turn enough, and it hit her shoulder, and you could see in her face like, and it kind of rattled her a little bit, but you see Emerson and Sela come up to her and be like, we got you, we got you.
Because they've both been there.
And some of those 50-50 balls where Macy was going, you could see her back up knowing that they were going to come in and help her with the ball that kind of would handcuff her. So that's what you see, just player-led teams that do that.
Yep.
Players win championships.
I loved to see that. And I think I met with each senior prior to preparing for playoffs. We had a last regular season match for all the seniors, and for this season, the Thursday, maybe two, 3 Thursdays ago, all my dates are jumbled now, but we played Simpson Academy here at home, and I met with each senior privately before the match, and I just said, what do you need from us to get through the end of the year? What are some things, you think other teammates might need? How can I help you? How can Coach Dorr help you? How can Coach Megan? We just went through all
powerful.
that. And I said, okay, I'm putting it in your hands now. We're going to get you prepared, and it's up to you if you want to do the work. And the player-led team was fun to watch, because when they started encouraging others and making sure the other one was feeling confident and comfortable, and that, they were, hey, you got to block, you're late to the block, I'll cover you on defense, or hey, I got your block so you can relax on defense, and things like that. And it was just, it's endearing to see.
Yeah. Well, it's what I call process of the ships, and it starts with relationship, and then it goes to leadership, then it goes to ownership, and then it culminates to a championship. And that's some of the things that we talk about, and you see that with player-led teams, not only in high school, but you see that in college and in the pro level as well.
Yeah.
Anything else?
These girls mean a lot to me. They've been a part of this senior group has been a part of my daily life.
Hey, you've seen them through.
For 7 years or so.
And you live with one.
And I see her a lot more. Then there's a bittersweet element to that, but I was really proud of her. I was really proud of Sela. She, was the senior captain this year, and she has a lot of pressure, I think, on her being a coach's kid, but also just seeing this program through and having to win another state championship, and she handled herself very well, and she brought kids around her to help, also buy into that kind of mentality. But this is a ministry for me, and I love these kids, and I really just hope one day, if they're 25 or 26 and something happens, they know they can call me and call their teammates, and
that's awesome.
Try to prepare them for life a little bit. So
I got one question, and I've been wanting to know this ever since she started. Why does Sela wear 77?
Because I was number 7, and 7 wasn't available, like her 12 or 13 year. It was a long time ago, at her club. And so or maybe it was here at MRA, but she said, I'll just take 77 and get 7 when it's available. and then 77 took off. And her brother makes
That's
fun of her
awesome.
because he's like, that's definitely like a football number. Like, what do you do? Like, what is wrong with you?
Yeah, you see 1, 2. I was looking at the line last night.
Uh-huh.
1, 2, 3, 4, all the way 77.
Yeah, it's like 29 and 77 or 30.
I don't know if it
something,
was like
37.
something with Todd or something like a magic number.
She
or
just she took it and then it kind of caught on and it was different and she said, "Well, I'll just ride with it then."
That's
You know,
awesome.
she's 77.
That's awesome.
It's kind of a mouthful, but
Yeah,
you know.
that's all right. Anything else before I let you go?
No, thanks for having me. Thanks for all y'all support from
Absolutely.
the department and the school and.
Absolutely. Well, that is it for this week of Hey Coach. State champ, Coach Sandridge, is here in the seat talking about this and the state championship. And what an awesome season. Just an
Great
awesome season. You had some highs and some lows, but at the end of the day, you leave with the blue trophy.
That's what
Winning
matters.
solves a lot of problems.
So, yeah, it does. It
A
does.
lot.
It does.
So stay tuned for next week when Coach Davis will join us back. We'll have Coach Stephen Forrest join the show as girls basketball kicks off now. And we will talk more about the playoff structure for our football Patriots. That'll do it for this week with Hey Coach.